Ever notice God tells men to lead before he tells women to submit? Submission was never the starting point. Leadership was. Ephesians tells husbands to love their wives like Christ loved the church. That's sacrifice, initiative, accountability. Submission only works when leadership is safe. God never asked women to submit to immaturity. Order matters. Responsibility comes first. Biblical submission isn't demanded, it's earned by godly leadership.
A man risks money, a woman risks her whole life. And once you understand that, you'll never feel guilty for having standards again. Think about what he actually puts on the line when he pursues you. Some dinners, some gifts, some time. Money he can earn back next month. Everything he risks is replaceable. Now look at what you risk. Your body, your health, your peace, your time, which you never get back. And if intimacy leads to a child, your entire life changes permanently in ways his never will. Everything you risk is irreversible. So when a man expects you to give quickly your body, your energy, your trust, before he's shown you anything real, understand what he's actually asking. He is asking you to take the irreversible risk, so he doesn't have to take the replaceable one. And this is not you being difficult. This is you understanding math. You carry the heavier costs, so you are allowed to need more before you give more. The right man understands it instantly. He wants to earn the irreversible. He is not in a rush to take it. And the man who makes you feel greedy for wanting time, effort, and certainty first, he was never planning to give you anything he couldn't easily walk away from.
So when a woman is accused of against a man, I am always going to ask what that man did.
Excuse me. But why exactly would anyone be asking the victim why they were abused? I thought we were supposed to believe all victims.
Because it's not enough to simply say, well, if it was a man, we wouldn't ask these questions.
Oh, yes? It absolutely is enough to say that. Because if it was a woman being abused, people would be shamed for asking what exactly she did to deserve to be abused. But apparently, when it's a man who's the victim, there must be a reason.
Well, because men have patriarchal power, right? Like, you can't simply just divorce the power that men have from their behavior and say, well, it's all the same. It's like, well, no, it isn't.
Really? Well, isn't that funny? Because the last time that I checked was something that was considered to be not only very wrong, but it's also considered to be a crime. But apparently, as long as the perpetuator of that particular crime is a certain gender, now we ask the criminal why they committed the crime against the victim, and also ask the victim what they did to deserve to be victimized. My goodness, apparently this is only acceptable in the warped reality that some individuals live in, where blatant sexism is perfectly acceptable.
If you want a traditional wife, then be a traditional man. You cannot ask for stay-at-home wifey privileges if you don't have stay-at-home wifey money. You want me to clean the kitchen? I'm happy to clean the kitchen if I get to wake up at 10, I get to clean the kitchen, I get to go lounge by the pool, and then you come home at night. Like, sure, no problem. But if I'm waking up at the crack of dawn with you, we're both going to our two very demanding jobs, and then coming home, don't ask me for anything you're not willing to do.
You know how I know y'all don't really be loving these men, and y'all don't really be wanting to be with these men or even care about these men, because if you did, you would know that men are emotional men. A man that cares. A man that cares. When a man cares, he's going to display every part of him because he's trying to show you that he cares. And one thing you're going to know is that it's genuine, because he's going to do things that you have never gotten done for you probably before, and you probably don't even deserve him doing it for you. That's why you are able to identify when a man loves you.
I think men are in crisis. A lot of these women are putting unfair pressure on men to be too much. They carry old patriarchy in their own heads. So they go and make all this money and get all this education and say, well, I need a guy who makes more money and does better than me because I've done this work. He should do more. When actually the economy's changing, the economy is changing, gender roles are changing. We need to be more open to individuals, and men need to know that they are loved and appreciated. One of the things I also tell women is men love to feel needed. Give them a job. Stop being so independent.
If you do not have money as a man, what is your worth?
Are they actually trying to imply that unless a man has a certain amount of money, that he doesn't have any basic value as a person? Unfortunately, a lot of individuals, namely a lot of women that seem to have this opinion, seem to forget that every single person is valuable and has value.
And I'm asking this as a genuine question.
And that is the saddest part.
Women literally hold the portal to life between our legs, and whether we decide to use it or not, or have the ability to use it or not, it's still there, and that's why women will always be worth what we are.
Some women really seem to like to forget that in order for that portal to life to actually produce life, they actually need the contribution of a man. Otherwise, it's just an empty incubator.
But as a man, if you cannot protect your family, provide for your family, give abundance to your family of wealth and happiness, what are you worth?
Do you think they realize that there are actually places in this world where everyone lives in extreme poverty, and providing for a family and providing luxury is something that many individuals actually dream of? But then again, there are those out there that actually think that a person's worth is ultimately dependent on what they can do for another person. Unfortunately, a lot of individuals don't see the inherent value that every single person has.
Not to mention that we don't have a loneliness epidemic, we have a loser epidemic.
What we actually have is an epidemic of single motherhood where it's praised, and single fatherhood is demonized because what did he do wrong? We have an epidemic of women who would rather put their butt cheeks on the internet on OnlyFans rather than to be in the kitchen and learn how to cook and clean. We also have an epidemic of women who pretend to care about men's mental health. Well, they have their link in bio for their spicy pages. We also have an epidemic of bitter baby moms who would rather drag the father of their children through court, have him pay hundreds and thousands of dollars, and only get 30% of time with his children while simultaneously calling him a loser for working too much, even though the court systems value the mother's home over the father's home. So they're proud to destabilize the father of their children and call him a loser rather than to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship for their children. But yet it's only the men that are losers. We have an epidemic of women who would rather have men pay their entire way, pay their bills, pay for meals, pay for their hair, pay for their nails, constantly have their hand out because they're entitled. But then she'll actually dump him for the next guy that has no job, no career, nothing going for him because, he was emotionally there for her. We have an epidemic where it's cool for women to claim that all men are narcissistic and manipulative. We have an epidemic of women assuming that these men are going to come in and be Prince Charming because they've watched too many Disney movies. We have an epidemic of women expecting men to be equal to them, but it's only equal to what benefits them. Because we all know that the majority of women only care about equality where it suits them and will fit their lifestyle the best. We have an epidemic of where women want men to court them and be interested in them only to accuse them later on of love bombing them and being narcissists. We have an epidemic of women who gaslight men into thinking that they're happy, and they try to convince them that they shouldn't go 50-50 because the reality is that the majority of women can't even afford his 50% in the first place. But y'all aren't ready for that kind of conversation. We have an epidemic of lack of accountability because when she cheats, it's still his fault because he wasn't emotionally there. But when he cheats, it's still his fault. So no matter what, the men are getting blamed for it regardless. We live in a world where women will project their insecurities about being broke this and being broke that when really it's them who are broke themselves. So even courtship is out the window. We have an epidemic of women who will claim SA or grape or claim that he's if he even looks her direction. We have an epidemic where if a man says anything wrong on a date, he's going to end up on Are We Dating the Same Guy, where these women can slander men without any consequences to their actions. Oh, and let's not forget, even if you are a good guy and you show up and you're emotionally in tune and you're able to, give her everything that she wants, she's still going to dump you because the good guy is still boring. So, when you really want to talk about who the real loser is, maybe it's...
And this guy was talking about biblical leadership and how submission is earned. You don't just get submission, right? You can even talk about in the Bible, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So he's sacrificing if we want to go there, he's going to sacrifice his only son in order that you can have a better life. Now, and this is what people stop reading. At some point in time, as a leader, I'm going to go before you. I'm going to sacrifice. This is what men do. They go before you and they sacrifice. Okay, I'm going to go to war, or I'm going to build this, and I'm going to do all of these things, right? I'm going to lead. But at some point in time, as the Bible talks about, every knee is going to bow. So he's asking you. I'm asking you now, but it's going to be a demand a little bit later on. See, that's what we don't want to include, right? Oh, well, you got to lead her first and you got to do the right thing. And then when I do, that's when I will demand that you submit. I'm the king. I run this. And it's not going to be any back talk. If it's any back talk, you're getting out of my house. And you got to love and you got to do all this stuff. If there's any back talk, you're getting out of my house. Period. End of story. Ain't gonna be nothing else. So we can sit up here and talk about how men need to lead and how men need to serve and do all this other stuff. Men are going to do it. Men got to do that. But at some point in time, your time is coming. As a woman, your time is coming. And that's what a lot of modern, and the Bible also says what women do nowadays is they're going to take hold to one man and say, I don't want to do what you're asking me to do. I just want your name. I don't want to be shamed in society. I want the benefits of who you are as a man, but I don't want to do anything that you ask me to do. I just want your influence. I just want your status. See, you know what I mean? We sit up here and pin all this stuff on men, and modern women, they don't do what the heck they're supposed to be doing.
First of all, hey, I look cute. This week has been so crazy with this Megyn Clay discourse. It's been insane. It's been triggering. It's been all the things. But the craziest part of it is just realizing how many people you know in real life that have been red pilled. Like, you know, misogyny is not new. But red pill incel ideology used to be something you found on the deep corners of the internet. Now that it's gone mainstream and anybody you know, like for me, whether it be somebody from high school or a Kappa I know from around the way that I went to school with or know from another school, or my comedian counterparts and peers and coworkers and stuff, everybody's so losered out, and it's terrifying because some things are like, okay, that's internet. No, this is real life. Because a lot of men keep on saying like, oh, you don't know these people, like this is the internet, like blah, 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 blah. No, I know y'all. I was just with you. Because we were both at the same place. I know y'all for real, and this is how y'all think. I don't feel safe. And that's the scariest part about it. It has seeped into real life, like Fat Albert characters coming out the TV. We're doomed. We're doomed. It's just too much. I hate it here. And I gotta go to work. we gotta exist in the world with these people. And you can control who you're around personally, but in general, you at the red light next to an incel. It's just too much.
3 signs that you're a simp. Number 1, and clearly the most obvious, you spend money on her. Why would you spend money on a girl that's not even yours? You're over here taking her out to eat, buying her clothes and shoes, getting her hair and nails done and all types of like you actually believe that she's your wife or something. Stupid, she has a roster. If she's not with you and you're not entertaining her, she's with them. You're basically paying for her attention and love. I bet you if you tell her no one time, the message is gonna stop delivering. Number 2, you validate her way too much. It's one thing to tell a girl that she's beautiful, but there's levels to this. You can't be gassing her up too much, because once you put her on a pedestal, she's gonna start treating you like a peasant. And can you blame her? She has the blueprint. She knows she got you wrapped around her finger. So of course she's gonna take advantage of you. You're a simp. Keep it P and play the long game. Make sure she's the right one before you gas up her head too much. Which leads to number 3. Don't be expressing your feelings too early. And I'm talking about those guys that stay telling girls they love them before they even get in a relationship. Y'all haven't even started dating yet, and you're telling her that she's the one? Not only is that simp behavior, but you just might scare her off. And if that doesn't scare her away, then your Dior Sauvage will. And just remember, if she ain't giving no head, she don't get no bread.
Why you look like you're miserable? Huh?
Because you make me feel like the man.
Why? You made me get the tickets. You made me talk to the agent because you didn't want to ask which line it was. We're staying in my house. And then you're like, I don't want to go. I have anxiety. Like, I feel like the man in the relationship, and it gives me the ick. Like, genuinely.
You still love me, though?
Yes, I still love you.
People will watch this and get so mad at the boyfriend for laughing and being so passive. But what we have to realize is this is actually her fault. Let me explain. If you don't know this girl, Shelby is the ultimate example of being a boss babe. She's got her own money, the pink car, fancy house, power, influence, and she did it all without depending on a man. There's nothing inherently wrong with this, but it does put her in a very masculine position, to the point where there's barely any room in her life for a man to step in and provide direction or provision. So what do men do in these situations? They become passive and lazy because their masculinity has nowhere to thrive. After all, she's got everything under control, right? But she never gets to fall back into her feminine and relax. And because of that, she loses respect for him. You can see it in her face. All she wants is to feel delicate and light and secure. But she can't. She's stuck in this masculine role. Every woman is susceptible to this. If you aren't consciously stepping back and letting your man lead in the small things, this is what your relationship is going to feel like over time. He'll stop taking initiative and all of the weight will stay on your shoulders. To avoid this, all you have to do is learn how to switch into your feminine energy when you're around him and stay there so that you can draw out that masculine leader, protector, provider side of him. And that's exactly what I teach in my free masterclass. Comment class and I'll send the link to your DMs.
There is an obvious war on young men happening right now, and the objective of this war is to keep men and women divided so that we don't join together to create family units, because if there's one thing that the elites hate, it is a strong family unit. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't see this problem getting better until women, myself included, take responsibility for the hand that we've had in radicalizing men. I'm gonna add this disclaimer even though I shouldn't have to. I'm obviously not saying that women are solely responsible for fixing this issue, okay? I'm not saying that. But I will say that we had a big hand in creating this problem, and it is our responsibility to partially amend it. So what's going on with young men exactly? Well, the simple answer is they are not doing well. They are not succeeding. Women are surpassing them at every level in professional careers and education, all of it. Okay, we are seeing young men struggle. They are addicted to porn. They are addicted to video games. They do not want to partake in society because they have internalized this message that society and women hate them. Now, because this is the message that they are constantly hearing from society, both online and offline, men are becoming more radical. They are looking towards figures like Andrew Tate because figures like Andrew Tate actually validate them. And we as women, we have not made this any easier for men. Okay, I will give you an example of what the average experience for a man is in this current society, especially online. Men go on TikTok and what do they see? They hear women saying, if you're not tall, rich, and hot, get out of my face. They see women doxing men online just for, sending them a DM on Instagram just because they're ugly. They see women saying, men used to go to war and now they just take pictures. They see all of this. And it just reinforces this idea that society hates them and that women hate them. I don't know about you, but I would also not want to partake in a society that makes me feel that way. I would also not want to couple up with the gender that's making me feel that way. Now look, this conversation is very nuanced. I'm not saying this is the sole reason why men are becoming radicalized, because it's not. But it is a portion of it, right? And this is something that we as women can control. So ladies, I need you to stop complaining that there are no good guys out there, because first of all, that's not true. And also, we are not creating an environment that is going to facilitate the growth of good men. We are creating an environment that makes them want to be reclusive, because all we're doing is shouting, you suck, we hate you, get out of our faces. And I already know that some feminists are gonna attack me in the comments saying, okay, pick me, okay, pick me, okay, pick Misha, but I don't care. I don't care, okay? I think it's very important that women are talking about this, okay? Because this is a problem. This is a problem in society. Men make up half of our population, okay? We want strong men. We need strong men in society. As much as you probably don't want to hear that, it's the truth, okay?
Yeah. And if you really want you a good man, get you an African man. I don't care what y'all say about African men. I really don't care, because African men, they understand the program, okay? They understand that the man is supposed to take care of the woman. They understand that the man is supposed to be the provider. They quite literally understand that because they grew up like that, okay? They take care of whatever that needs to be taken care of, and they not finna argue with you about bills. They not finna argue with you about bills. All you gotta do is make sure you cook clean and make sure you giving that thing up. That's about it. They ain't finna do too much.
I'm 23. I'm located in Minneapolis.
You don't look like you would struggle to find anyone, but we'll go with it.
Oh, yeah, I do. Because people like see me as the eye candy, and for me, it's really hard to trust if people are being genuine. I'm like in a category where, like, people fetishize my look. You feel me? Like, I'm a model. I got my own business.
Why not get with a woman who looks better than you, who's a supermodel? If you're a model, get with a supermodel.
People like that are very materialistic. I don't know if we've been in this.
So you saying they want money. The good looking girls who look better, they want you to spend those funds. That's what you're saying.
No, not at all. Like, the funds are not the issue. I'm in my soft guy era, right? I want a woman to take care of me. I want her to pay for my rent, to pay for my car note. I want her to pay for everything. You know, why do I have to spend it?
Lord, don't send no war or dragons this way. We ain't gonna have no men. No, they're gonna be with their sugar mamas and on podcasts. All right, we will have no one to go to war. It sounds like you want a sugar mama.
A sugar mama? No, I just want to be taken. Shouldn't I relax? That's crazy. Like, I should just cook, clean, shut up, make the bed, go to sleep. I want someone who can wait until marriage. I know, like, that's so old-fashioned.
And these modern women, they still don't get it. They'll say stuff like red pill ideology has gotten so mainstream that it's terrifying. Has it just been mainstream, or they say it like it's just popped up. Like, men haven't been saying this stuff for years. It's just been somebody that's starting to say, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me. I don't like the way that you're acting. All these men are around me and it's disgusting. I feel unsafe. Have they ever done anything to you all of these years? No, they haven't. Y'all like to, and that's what I'm saying. And this is why you have a lot of guys that are red pill. A lot of guys that have, and it might not be, I fully agree with everything that is being said, but I do understand what they're saying. I understand what this guy is saying. You know, I don't agree with 100%. I might agree with 25% of stuff he says, maybe 10%. But the 10% that he is talking about, he's spot on. And modern women, they'll continue to rather blame men and say men are misogynistic than look and say, you know what? Why has it become mainstream? Why is it, as she said, why has it left the dark corners of the internet? And how has it become mainstream? What's going on? But they don't investigate that, because whenever they investigate that, then they start have to look at who they are as people and say, you know what? Yeah, you might be right. There's some things that I could do better.
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I've been single for over 5 years, and for 2.5 of those years, I've lived in Austin, Texas, and dating here has been really challenging. I'm sure some can relate. And I've done every single dating app. I've reached out to guys in DMs. I've asked guys out in person. I've even gone to singles events, and somehow I'm just not meeting the right people. So with that said, I'm putting myself out there in a very different way via social media. And if this is a complete fail, then it is what it is. I literally have nothing to lose at this point, but I thought that I could reach a whole lot more guys this way, and maybe someone that would be more compatible with me may see my video. So anyways, here we go. So to hit the highlights, Caroline, 27. I live in Austin, but I grew up in Chicago. I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana, and I got my master's degree at Northwestern. My dog is about to bark for me, so 1 second. Go. Okay, sorry about that. I worked as a speech therapist for about 3 years, and then recently I've made a career shift and I'm starting my own business that I'm really, really excited about. I've taught group fitness classes for about 2.5 years, and I'm really involved in health and wellness, and I exercise every single day. I have a wiener dog named Mario who wanted to come on my lap at the most perfect time. So this is Mario. He's the love of my life, and whenever someone stops me around town, it is never to talk to me. It is always to talk and ask about Mario, which is fully understandable. And my parents live in Charleston. I'm very, very close with them. And then I thought I would just hit some fun facts. I always have this ongoing list in my notes app that it's things that make me feel a certain type of way good, and then things that make me feel a certain type of way bad. And I just add to it as things come up in life. And so I'm just going to share a couple things. And if you resonate and you're like, oh my God, I totally I vibe with that, then reach out to me. Okay. So list of bad things. A couple of those would be Las Vegas, gerbils. So hamsters, rodents of sorts, cruises, mezcal, which is a hot topic in Austin because mezcal is huge here. And then bringing a dog to a crowded bar. Those are things I just do not vibe with. Things that make me feel some type of way good. Early 2000s hip hop, more 2010s, I guess. College football, clean sheets, anything true crime, documentary, podcast, I'm there. And then early morning workouts, 6 a.m. workouts, love to be done with my exercise before the sun rises. Those are just a couple things about me. Again, I know I have nothing to lose by putting myself out there, maybe just a little bit of embarrassment, but I thought I'd give this a shot because I don't know what else to do. So anyways, reach out to me via TikTok or Instagram, same handle, because I'm very, very single. Bye.
This is a question for the guys. If you start dating someone and you find out the watch she wears every day or a pair of shoes that she wears constantly were purchased by her ex-boyfriend or purchased by her ex-husband or were purchased by a guy that she was previously dating, does that bother you? For me, I think the watch never did anything to me. The shoes never did anything to me. It's not like they have sentimental value behind them, but would that bother a guy? Do you care? Are you oh, that perfume that you wear, your ex bought that for you and that's weird. Do you care? I personally don't think it would really matter, but I'm really curious to what everyone else thinks. Is that something that's totally normal? Or is it something where you would have an issue? Or is it more so if it was something that has more sentimental value, a necklace with a letter of her name on it, or obviously if it was a necklace with a heart in their picture in it, that would be weird. But do you guys care about this? Does it matter? Are you I feel most guys wouldn't even ask because they just don't care. I feel that's something girls care about. And do guys keep things that their ex got them? So let's say she got you a watch. Are you getting rid of it because you're I want nothing to do with it? Curious, let me know in the comments.
Dating is the only place where showing interest can apparently get you. There's a rule now. You can't text back too fast, respond in under 5 minutes, and you come off desperate. Respond 2 days later, and suddenly you have boundaries, hobbies, and possibly a hostage somewhere. So now grown adults see a text they've been waiting for, and immediately they put their phone face down. We tell ourselves, I will not reply. I will not experience joy. Meanwhile, the other person is doing the exact same thing. Two people interested, both pretending they recently. Dating is just competitive chess in adult daycare. Nobody knows the rules. Everybody's pretending they meant to make that move. Everybody wants communication, but nobody wants to look available enough to communicate. You have to answer like you're emotionally out of breath. Hey yourself, what's up? Not much. Outstanding. This relationship already has the chemistry of two coworkers waiting for an elevator. I mean, I miss when people were allowed to be excited. Now you have to wait exactly 48 minutes so they know you like them, but not enough to identify the body. Then, after 3 weeks of calculated response times, one person finally says, I just don't feel like we're connecting. Correct. You've both been communicating like undercover federal agents. We could have been married by now, actually. But apparently, you texted back too fast.
One thing that always confused me as a young lesbian, and still to this day, was that straight women don't like men. Like, you will hear them talking about it, being like, ugh, I hate them. I don't want to live with a man. I don't want a man in my house. And I grew up being like, yeah, I agree. I don't want a man in my house. I don't want to be around a man. Now I'm in my 20s, and what, we all just went back on that decision? What's even crazier is that, like, they'll still say these things. They'll be like, I wish I could be a lesbian. You can! No one is stopping you. They'll be like, girls are just so pretty. Then go kiss one. The best part is when I tell people that and then they go, I've tried it. And then I was like, oh, so you've made the effort. You're really in the trenches. I didn't even realize they were joking because it doesn't feel like they're joking. It feels like they're being 100% serious, that like men are awful and they hate them and they don't want to be around them and that they're ugly and they don't like them. God, it must suck to be a man. And these are the people you have to date? If I were going to date someone, they were like, oh, she's so awful and terrible and, like, ugly and will never be as pretty as, like, this whole other gender, but, like, you know how it is. Ugh. Me.
If somebody asks me how rich I want to be in life, I'll show them this.
Is you here? Dad's picking up mommy. Late night. So cute. Are you gonna go say hi to my man? You fancy, look at daddy. Yep. Ew. Bye, love you.
Stuff like that is what you see in a dream, and then you wake up like, I wish I really had it. It's great to see that people are out there still loving each other just like that. He's still dating his wife. The kids see it, and it's a healthy relationship. I tell myself all the time, having all the money in the world doesn't compare to having somebody you can share it with. To some, a lot of people take stuff like that for granted. You'll have a good man and you'll have a good woman, and you'll throw it all away because you think money is more important. And it's a good sight to see for your kids to understand what true love is. The smile on both of their faces and the soft voice that you hear from the little girl just goes to show you that it's true happiness. I hope everybody out there who has somebody special in their life cherish them just like this. And it's not only on special occasions like Valentine's Day that you show love to your spouse, but every day you get up, you show them a little way of appreciation that you do care for them. Because love like that only comes once in a lifetime.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're gonna miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
And this is, you listen to these modern women, they sit up and they continue to say that everything that a man is doing is replaceable, right? Well, he can make money back. But how would you make money? Time. You would trade your time for money. He can't get his time back. The time that he wanted to spend hanging out with his friends, he's working and he's trying to build a life. And then part of that life, if he wants a girlfriend or woman in his life, that money is going to you. That money could have been going to investments. That money could have been going to building a project or working on something else that he actually wanted to do. Not saying that you're not valuable. I'm just saying we continue to sit up here and say, well, I'm risking my life to be out here with you. No, you're not. No, you're not. Y'all are not risking anything. What women is, I understand it. It's statistics. I get it. But the statistics y'all are reading are not saying that you're risking your life. And you know that. Y'all try to make it seem, well, I'm going out to the extreme, so the least you can do is buy me dinner. If I want to risk my life, the least you can do is buy me a $500 dinner. No. We're going to go out to dinner and we're going to get to know each other. It doesn't have to be expensive. We're not doing that. It comes down to this. Once again, y'all don't value a man's time. Y'all don't think a man has any say-so in relationships. Y'all don't think a man serves any other purpose other than to pay the bills, sit down and be quiet.
Younger women don't just date older men for their money. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. And people are always asking, what is it about an older man? What do you like about an older man? And I'm here to tell you. They usually have more traditional values and roles, and so chivalry is real. They make women feel special and loved and adored in a way that I personally have never seen a guy my age or even 5 years older do. Hopefully they are already established. If they're like 20 years older than me, I would at least hope that they are established in life. And so yes, usually they are, and so that is attractive. And before you jump down my throat and say I'm a gold digger, it's not about that. It's sexy when a man is motivated, driven, successful, when he has his together. I think it's really sexy when a guy has his house, car or cars even, and he already has his life. Like, he has his routine. You know, he gets up, he goes to work, he works out early, he's up early. I just love a guy that cooks for himself. A guy that I don't have to take care of. It's so attractive when a guy wants to take care of me. An older man can hit all of my love languages in ways that younger men just haven't, in my experience. I'm attracted to a man that leads, and I don't have to train and teach how to act. I've done that my whole life with guys in relationships, and it's exhausting, and I'm done. I truly just have no desire to do it anymore. I don't want to have to mold someone. I just want someone who is already who they are and established in who they are and knows who they are and knows what they want. I'm not trying to deal with someone who's trying to find their way still. Usually the older, the more experience they have in relationships, which means trial and error. They've already overcome mistakes, they've gone through failed relationships, and they kind of learn what they should do or shouldn't do this time. Obviously, this doesn't apply to everybody, but most of the time, men have had several relationships the older they get. I personally love a divorced man with kids because he's already been through it. He already knows. It's not his first rodeo. Usually the older, the more emotionally intelligent they are, and that is hands down the most important thing in a relationship to me. At this stage of my life, again, we all change, but I'm at a point now where I care more about emotional intelligence than looks, than money, than anything. I'm also looking to find the man of my children, father of my children. And so if he already has children, usually he knows how to act around kids. He knows how to adjust life to being a dad. Personally, I think it's better to date a guy who already has experienced children because you already know right off the bat how he is as a dad and if he's a good dad or not. When you're having someone's first child, you have no idea how that person's going to be as a parent. So if you've already seen him and dated him for a while, you see how he is to his children, it's just a good way to interview them to see if they are going to be a good dad to your children. And now let's get to the fun stuff, like how the fact that older men just love to be down there way longer and way more often than any guy my age or even 5 years older. They just, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but especially if you're a younger woman, they literally worship your body. I'm not even kidding. But this is like specifically men like over 50. I'm telling you, they are givers. And honestly, most guys my age, they're just receivers. They just want to lay back and receive. And I'm telling you, I feel like the older generations are more dominant, more alpha, more masculine. And these younger generation of guys are just more feminine.
Women who don't want to submit to a man because they're afraid of being controlled are the women who are controlling their man. And what they're really afraid of is losing that control. That's what submission is. It's surrendering control. Yielding to the leadership of your man does not mean blindly following orders and letting them boss you around. But the reason that women think that's what submission means is because that's how men have treated women in the past. But now women are the ones dominating their men and then complaining that they're not masculine enough. The minutia of it can be as mundane as my partner telling me, hey babe, can you pick up some eggs on your way from work? And submission would look like, yeah babe, what else would you like? What masculine women do is they challenge the leadership of their partner. Why do I have to do it? Why can't you do it? Or they criticize and challenge every decision they make. Masculine men will not put up with that type of behavior. Whether it's healthy masculinity or wounded masculinity, there's too much of the same energy going on. So if you want your man to be masculine, you have to be willing to drop that defensive masculine shield that pushes people away.
If I were skinny, would you date me?
If you were skinny?
Yeah.
I would date you right now.
Would someone like to please explain to me why so many dudes think that she's lying? She's not lying. He's cute. I see it. And there are so many girls in the comments who get it. And men will tell on themselves every time. Y'all really want us to be as superficial as you are. So we're gonna clear something up here and now. This is my husband. This one right here. He's not skinny. This beautiful, beloved chunk of a man has never known a six-pack in all his life. Ask me if I give it. He's not tall either. I'm 5'8", he's 5'7.5". Observe. Before I show you this next photo, just a quick reminder that he's taken. Just a man who is neither skinny nor tall. Sitting by a church in Italy. Being sexy. Peep the snuggle arms. If you know, you know. Look at that smile. Look at that bow tie. I don't want a man with a rock hard body. I want a man who will order extra french fries. And I'm betting that girl in the bucket hat does too.
I need to know what goes on in men's brains because we needed soy sauce and my husband was like, oh, let me order some. What is this? We are two people. This is a gallon of soy sauce.
I'm going to tell you a little secret about men if you want the man in your life to help you out. When that man helps you out, do not complain about it because here he is. You needed soy sauce and he got the soy sauce. It is a huge mistake to complain about how he got it and what exactly he got. As long as it was soy sauce, it is what you asked for. He solved the problem. But look, for the sake of argument, let's dive into it for a second. These are 3 reasons why he ended up getting that soy sauce. Number 1, when you're ordering groceries online or you're on Amazon, you may not realize how much product it really is because it's just a little tiny picture of it. 2, it's a cost savings. It's less money per ounce. You should appreciate your thrifty man. And 3, he doesn't have the opportunity cost next time of having to buy more soy sauce. Like, you guys are set, and that soy sauce, it does not expire. That stuff stays good forever. There are so many women out there that would actually appreciate this effort. They're even entering the comments, which is hilarious because they're asking if this woman wants to divorce her husband, that they will take him.
This is just some quick raw advice to my fellas out there that are dating. There's 2 types of women in this world. There's a woman that you're going to be able to express your emotions, your vulnerabilities to, and all those little like emotional moments and stuff that we have as men. And that woman is going to listen to you, understand you, and speak life into you during those moments and help you navigate those situations to become a better man. And there's also another type of woman, whenever you express your emotions, your vulnerabilities, and all that, she's going to listen to use that later whenever anger sets in. So whether you want peace or you want in your life depends on who you choose to spend and share those moments with. So my advice is to you guys, find somebody who listens to understand and help you grow as a man during those type of situations versus someone who's listening to use it as anger and fuel in an argument later on in life that is going to cause you. The first sign that you see that happen, because you're not going to be able to tell like right off the bat, run for the hills. Run for the hills. And the first sign that you see a woman listen to you, understand you, pour life into you, speak life into you, understand you, and learn how to love you as well through all those different type of situations, go to an engagement ring store and start shopping around for what you can put on her finger, build a life with her, and go be a peaceful man. Trust me. Trust me on this one. My 32 years of life,
I have finally figured that out.
Can we please bring the guys back that have an arrangement of flowers waiting for that woman that they're taking out on the first date? Or a small gift? Can we bring them men back? And not have them thinking that because they got her flowers on the first date, it was him doing too much, or he bought her a little gift on the first date, that's him tricking? Can we normalize that just being a good man, a kind man, a man that endures chivalry? Can we bring that back? Can we bring back the guys that are okay with the steps of asking a woman to be his lady? Will you be my lady? Will you be my girlfriend? Can we bring them guys back? Before, it leads to will you marry me? It's a process. Can we bring back the promise ring and then the fiance ring and then the wedding ring? Can we bring them men back? Sheesh.
Well, kind of looking at that clip where the man was talking about, do you still love me though? And she was like, well, you made me buy the tickets. You made me go talk to the attendant and this, and this. And this is what women are running into. I feel like I'm the man in the situation because I had to go take charge and I had to do this, and this. Well, I mean, you were doing that anyway. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to do it until you don't. And that's what I'm saying. Well, I don't feel like doing it. You go do it. Well, you've been doing it this whole time. Well, it creates lazy men. Why is a man now lazy? Because you've been doing it this whole time. Say a man, this is the type of man that you want. You want a man to stay out of your way. That's really what you want. You want a good looking man to stay out of your way. And some women, they want so much control of the situation that they just do away with a quote unquote successful man. I want a man that looks good. He gives me good intimacy. And then you just stay out of the way. I'll make the money. You just be emotionally vulnerable and emotionally available to me. And, I'm the man in the relationship. That's how they see it. And so when the man sits up like the passenger princess, and you're like, wait a minute, I want to be the passenger princess. No, you don't. You want to be the passenger princess in the moment. But by and large, you want to be in the driver's seat.